Hi beautiful people, this video is about high functioning team definition. What exactly is a high functioning team and how do you build yourself as a really effective filter for understanding and discerning what is a high functioning team versus what is not. So what do we really mean when we say high functioning? Let's get a precise and powerful definition and define what high functioning team looks like, sounds like, and what it feels like to be part of a high functioning team or to build a high functioning team. I firmly believe that if you can't define something, then you really have difficulty designing it and implementing it. There's a couple of elements of the definition of a high functioning team, and one of them is particularly important because it's very relevant for hiring, onboarding, and understanding performance. And also, most teams can't really tell whether or not they're high functioning, but once you have a good definition of high functioning and you've been on a high functioning team or you've built a high functioning team, you yourself have a really good understanding of what that looks like. And then there are 5 observable capacities that exist on high functioning teams. I've helped teams build them, I've helped teams spread them, I've helped teams learn how to maintain them, I've helped teams set up standards around them, and that's what I want to talk to you about in this video. My name is Jennifer Kenny. I'm the best-selling author of The Innovation Mindset and the award-winning author of 100% Capacity, and that's what I do. I help organizations really build out their execution capacity and increase the capacity of their teams to be able to deliver amazing value, particularly in technical and scientific spaces. So let's talk about the 5 capacities of a high functioning team. They design and maintain explicit agreements. And what I mean by that is the way that work is designed today, we tend to follow the project plan, particularly when it comes to software development, or it comes to execution for drug development, or it comes to generally a project. The project has a plan, the project has tasks, the project has milestones, it has a critical path, and we tend to follow that critical path. And we also build out tasks that we then assign to individuals, and we work on the assumption that if all of those tasks are complete, they will somehow, somewhere in the future, all combine together to produce the outcome that we're looking for. Now, that would have made a lot of sense in an environment where everybody didn't know exactly what it was that they were brought to the team to do in the first place. They didn't have a high level of expertise, and they were simply being assigned work that they could take in small components and they could deliver on effectively. In today's environment, when we have a really significant number of highly qualified, technically capable, highly educated people working on all of our global projects, and our level of understanding and our level of technical capability has accelerated enormously in the past 20, 30 years. What's happened in there is we are now working in an environment where we're relying on people to be able to come together and work together and invent something together that neither one of them could do independently. And that co-invention element is absolutely critical for the success of any project that we're working on, particularly since a lot of the projects that we're working on are breaking fundamentally new ground that we have never really been engaged with before. It's not same old, same old. So the designing and maintaining of explicit agreements are really important, because in that development of the agreement is where we get that co-invention happening. And in the absence of having that happen, we then end up with lobbing stuff over the wall and expecting miracles to happen. The second capacity that I've seen with high functioning teams is that they practice what I refer to as executional awareness. And executional awareness is really that ability to be able to see themselves in this network of commitments that they are building through the explicit agreements that they have at the individual level, but they understand the dependencies of those, and they understand the domino effect of decisions that get made at a core level when it comes to a primary commitment, and what happens to all of the secondary and tertiary commitments in there. And so those people build executional awareness, and not just awareness of how things get done, but they're building a fundamentally new understanding of how to get things done really well with innovation and really effectively in a way that we are continuously improving our capacity together. The third one is they build these coordination practices into their everyday work. And the reason why this is so important, if we start understanding the explicit agreements and the executional awareness, and we look at coordination practices being something that really underlies those, what happens is we then build a capacity for ourselves to be able to understand when those things aren't working or when they're unraveling, or anticipate a problem that's going to show up, because we are able to see the domino effect of a decision that's being made. We're being able to see the network of dependencies that happen within a project. And so not only are we providing context for people, we're seeing the context ourselves and we're understanding how critically important that is. And then we're seeing the effect of changes to that context in the overall project and the impact that it's going to have. The fourth one is they normalize repair and design. So the capacity to be able to do that really points to the recoverability and the elimination of waste, or the reduction of waste within a team. I would hazard a guess that, based on having worked with hundreds of these teams over the years, is that 50% of things go according to plan if they're lucky, and someone who's very savvy about the plan knows really what they're doing, and they've got a really strong customer who can help them understand what a definition of done for the entire project really looks like, or what the conditions of satisfaction look like for the entire project. Maybe 50% of what they estimate needs to be done is accurate. The other 50% is stuff that we didn't estimate the time right, we didn't have the right players in the room, we didn't make the right decisions around it, we didn't understand that it actually was part of the critical path, we misunderstood the requirements that we were actually being handed as opposed to something that we had developed together. And so what happens is we have maybe 40–50% of any given project requiring constant readjustment and requiring recalibration and requiring a repair and redesign in the middle of the project as the project is continuing. And so the ability of individuals within the project to be able to do that on a constant basis is absolutely critical for the capacity of a high-functioning team. And the fifth one that I consider to be one of the most important ones is shared language, standards, and trust. So part of what allows us to be able to build execution capacity in the first place, which is the sort of umbrella term for these 5 capacities, what allows us to be able to build that in the first place is our ability to be able to talk to each other about what we're seeing. What I'm doing in this video is I'm looking to give you language and distinctions that allow you to be able to go, this is a high-functioning team, this is not a high-functioning team. I'm being asked to join a team that doesn't have trust, standards, or shared language, and so therefore they can't really continue to enhance their capacity over time. So as you start building a shared language around what it is that you're building and what you're looking for, and you get more discerning around it, you also want to recognize that when it comes to building execution capacity, you're building execution capacity to support the development of a high-functioning team. What you're looking to do is you're looking to create a shared language for the team as a whole. As you go about understanding what is a high-functioning team, and you look to build one yourself, or you're going to join one, or you're interviewing with a company and you're savvy enough to know that if you can join a high-functioning team, your chances of success and promotion and bonuses and wins are much, much higher, and your chances of enjoying your work are much higher if you're on a high-functioning team, and you want to be able to use this as a filter for assessing whether or not the team is high-functioning. I have a resource that I think will help you. It is called Execution by Design. It's a white paper. It's available on my website, which is www.jenniferkenny.com/execution, and it's also available in the link below. Download it, let me know what you think about it, continue the conversation in the comments, and as you go forward with this idea of high-functioning teams, looking to build one or join one or transform one you're already on, I wish you the absolute best of luck, and let me know what I can do to support you. Take care.